right, thanks for coming, everyone. I'm Dan Reed, Managing Director of American Family Ventures. At American Family, boy, I can't read this either. At American Family, I think there's a significant opportunity at the nexus between risk management and technology. And so we've allocated a relatively small, but still, given our scale, quite significant amount of capital from our balance sheet toward engaging in early stage companies that can help us with three major areas. The first is we'd like to engage digitally with our customers in new ways across the value chain of insurance, from acquisition through servicing, through filing a claim to retaining someone. We want to improve our ability to have that user experience online. Second, we want to partner with our policyholders to reduce their home, auto, life insurance, and commercial insurance claims. So we want to move from a reactive model of reimbursement to a more proactive protection type of model. That's a very important element of our overall corporate strategy. And then finally, we want to discover new methods and inputs to our underwriting and pricing models because that's a critical competitive vector in our industry. So our mission, and this slide shows up looking odd on this little monitor here. Let's look at the screen. Yeah. That's some sort of PDF conversion problem. Sorry about that. So our mission is twofold. And the way we describe it, when people ask us, are you strategic or are you financially oriented? The way we think about it is we're seeking strategic optionality by taking minority investments that have the potential to give us a financial return as well. So any given investment, I'm an ex-BCG consultant and I'm trained to think in 2x2 boxes. So any given investment, when we make the deal, we think that it's in that happy quadrant where it has high strategic potential and high financial potential. At least we think it is at the time of the investment. Then over time, these companies will often move into other quadrants. But given our scale, even if the market doesn't respond well to a particular startup, but it provides us some strategic edge, it can be well worth the investment just from a strategic point of view. And if it isn't something that we engage with strategically, but the market responds to it, we can get a financial return as well. Some of them will get both, and the occasional one will get no return at all. But the way we think about that is we are the higher risk part of our company, and if some of these companies well, if we don't have a higher failure rate than the rest of our initiatives, then we really aren't taking on enough risk in this category. We invest nationally, and we invest in seed through Series B stages of companies. Our average investment is about $1 million into these companies, but they practically range from $200,000 to about $5 million. We focus our activities along those three items that I talked about on the previous page, which is insurance innovation. So we're thinking about new models of insurance, new ways to engage with insurance policyholders. We think about connectivity, which is our word for the Internet of Things, particularly around the risks that we cover. So for us, that means connected vehicles, and there's a whole world of disruption coming along the autonomous vehicle in our industry. We think about connected home. So the home automation offers us an opportunity to subsidize some of the new technologies that are coming out that can help reduce fire risk or water risk inside of a home, or even theft through do-it-yourself devices. And in doing so, they also generate new information that's previously unavailable to carriers like us. So we have a meaningful portfolio in this connected world space. And then finally, this data-driven analytics is our last thing. So we're thinking about new inputs to our models. We're thinking about new ways to analyze information because, in essence, we're in the data business. We're in the analytics business as an insurance company. So a few examples of companies in which we are equity members. And some of these may be illustrative of the type of things that we're looking for. So Networked Insights is a company that started in Wisconsin and since has moved to Chicago. We invested with Goldman Sachs in Networked Insights. And what they do is they take about 600 million social data points per day. So this is tweets, this is comments on the bottom of news articles. And they run it through, obviously at that scale, they run it through an automated linguistic processing capability, and they generate marketing strategy software where you, I guess any of the brands or any of the startups in the room, at a fairly inexpensive annual license, you can understand everything that you'd want to know about your audience. So you can think about how often do they go to Starbucks, what TV shows do they like NASCAR or Formula One, which driver, which races are they most resident in, and it helps you craft marketing strategies that are higher impact. CoverHound is a company out of San Francisco that is a insurance aggregation site. So if you think about Expedia or Kayak for the insurance business, we're one of 30 companies that are selling insurance through the CoverHound platform. And Google, notably in our industry, Google started a service called Google Compare, which allows people to compare different financial services like insurance or credit cards online. And CoverHound is one of their only last mile partners where you can actually close that insurance coverage. That you start with Google, you can close it on the CoverHound platform. Since we invested in them, one of our competitors, Ace, came in and led a $33 million subsequent raise. Ring is a company out of Los Angeles that makes a connected doorbell. So this Ring is a bit of a play on words. It obviously rings like a doorbell, but the video and motion sensing capabilities of Ring provide this protective layer outside of your home, almost like a moat. So what we're seeing with Ring is this behavior when someone comes to rob your house, they will ring your doorbell first and see if you're home. And sometimes they have a bunch of videos online. It's surprising when you answer it remotely from your phone and you're talking to this person who's at your home and now has decided to translate magazines or something instead. So Ring is going very well. Richard Branson just came in on a financing with them recently, and so our hope is that when Ring exits, hopefully quite successfully, we'll get a ride into space with one of our co-investors. So I think you'll hear more about Ring in the coming months as well. Life360 is a free mobile app that's used by about 50 million people around the world. So even now they have more users than our company by nearly 5x. What what Life360 does is it's the sort of trusted family network. If you think about Facebook as your network of people that you knew or went to high school with or that you know now, LinkedIn is your professional network, Life360 is your family network. So this is the closest circle that you have and the people that you'd be willing to share your location with. So we use it, my wife and daughters, we can see where they are at any given time, and then we can offer panic alerts or roadside assistance or other engagements on top of that geospatial layer. I need to speed up here. Microsoft Ventures. So Microsoft also has a corporate venture arm, and we ran the Home Automation Accelerator with them last year in their headquarters in Redmond. So we sourced together companies from around the world that came to Redmond to gain some network connections from Microsoft. And what we added was, what's the insurance application for home automation? It was an interesting program. I'll skip over to Review Trackers. It's a company based in Chicago that went through Generator. I believe it was last winter. Review Trackers provides a way for companies like ours with distributed locations like our agents, or if you can imagine a food franchise or an auto dealership that has many locations around the country, it provides a way to centrally manage the online reviews that happen for all those different locations. And if you think about how, if you search for a restaurant, if you search for a local business, how impactful those reviews are in your decision-making process. So we had a program where 1,000 of our agencies were using Review Trackers. It was successful, it was well received, and now we're rolling it out to all of our agencies. So that's a company that I'm thankful came through the Generator program, and they've grown tremendously in the past year and a half. Let me see. I think we just heard about drones. We did invest in an aerial imagery as a service company called Airframe out of San Francisco. And we're thinking about how can we more quickly respond to catastrophes that we see, where a tornado comes through a town and we don't know and no one knows which homes have been damaged. And usually we could send a satellite over, but the satellite may take 3 or 4 days. There could be cloud cover. We may not be able to respond as quickly. What Airframe does is, pending some additional work with the FAA, would allow us to send a fixed-wing drone that weighs about 3 or 4 pounds, goes at a fairly low speed, and it would give us a bird's-eye view of what's happening on the ground so we can be more responsive to our policyholders. I guess the last thing I'll say is we're finishing our 3rd year. We've had 3 positive exits so far, which is ahead of the pace that we'd expected. Shoutlet was a company in Madison. One of our first investments was sold as a Spreadfast out of Austin. Revolve was a company in Boulder that was acquired by Google through the Nest brand. They were a home automation hub. And then M.Dot Labs was a marketing validation company that came from a UW professor that was bought after, we were in that deal for about 8 months, and it was bought by Comscore. I put up, in response to Ken and Paul and Joe's panel session earlier today when they talked about the co-investment model, or having companies that are prepared for engagement with national level or internationally significant funders. That's been a strategy of ours as we seek to position ourselves as a valuated strategic co-investor to large institutional funds or other corporate VCs. And so far we've been relatively successful at this. What we find is that not only does it provide another set of eyes or another set of capabilities on the deals that we're looking to do, because some of these firms have quite deep and quite impressive capabilities, it also provides a path to the next round of funding that can help de-risk the deal for us. So we've been investing with alongside of a great deal of companies, and we're learning a lot from them as we go. Okay, so finally we have a website at amfabventures.com. We have submit your pitch to us. We have contact information there. Or you can just email me at dreed@amfab.com if you have something that's in, again, the messed up looking slide, but if it's in insurance, connectivity, or data analytics, we really do want to hear from you. We see about 1,500 companies a year, so we've developed a process to respond quickly and hopefully respectfully of your time. Thank you.